Hi everyone, and welcome to the Chat and Vibe series for the upcoming Vitality Festival, which is due to start on 31st of October, running for 9 days. We have 70 amazing presenters who will be presenting to frontliners over the course of the 9 days. And today we've got Packman with us. How are you, Asha?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me so much.
Thank you for joining us. We'd like to start by asking you, how did you get to being you? How did you get to where you are now? Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I've been me my whole life. Well, in terms of getting into the work that I do now, I was a corporate guy for probably the best part of 20 years, working in corporate communications in different parts of the world. And the universe kind of showed me a different path through various lessons, and it all started kind of with a meditation practice, which became kind of a real integral part of my life. And I realized from that point that I wanted to kind of teach meditation, and then things expanded from there, and I got a few other bows in my quiver, and it kind of expanded from that place to the point now where I've got a studio in St Kilda and in Melbourne and doing some other bits and pieces. But yeah, I guess it was a few life lessons.
Wow, amazing. And so is that what you're doing primarily now, is just teaching meditation?
It's kind of broadened out a little bit from there. So I do a few different things. So I'm also a Kundalini yoga teacher. I teach heart math, which some of your listeners might know. I'm a Wim Hof method instructor, so met Wim probably 3 years ago now, and kind of went on that journey, which has been just a beautiful thing. But also in general, I kind of teach. I'm a mindset coach, and I work with people individually, kind of one-on-one, that are for lots of different reasons people end up on my doorstep. But it's been a beautiful unfolding, and certainly this is something that I've been, I guess, a journey I've been on for about 10 or 11 years now. And it's beautiful to just wake up every morning doing something that you love doing. And yeah.
I know, I love doing that as well, I must say. And a lot of people at the moment with what they're going through, especially frontliners, and a lot of people, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty with a lot of people dealing with the current circumstances. How have you found that in terms of your business, being a mindset coach? How have you found people's mindset at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, a lot's changed. In terms of my particular business and how I operate my business, but also the people that are coming in the door. So definitely, and I feel very grateful. I've had the opportunity to work with first responders and people on the front line of healthcare quite a lot. I've been invited into hospitals and to do kind of meditation stuff, well, via Zoom, but with nurses and doctors and so forth. And that's been terrific. And also people dealing with chronic illness, which is something that I do quite a lot anyway, but there seems to have been more of that work in these times when it's become a bit more prevalent. And perhaps the idea of meditation is becoming a bit more mainstream.
And it seems that a lot of people are actually seeking it out at the moment because, they're finding themselves in such strange circumstances. And I find that a lot of people seem to be turning to, mindfulness stuff or mindset work or the meditation as well. Have you found a similar thing?
Yeah, look, this is we're on a bit of humanity is on a bit of a collective rite of passage at the moment, and we've been invited to look inside ourselves, and meditation is obviously a key in terms of that process. So and I think what we're seeing here is being restricted and in a little bit of isolation at home. You start to, when you do first turn inwards, it's it's a bit uncomfortable, but the opportunity is to stay with it, and perhaps there's some gifts down there, and meditation is a key to all that. So in my role, I'm also the president of Meditation Australia, which is like the industry body for meditation teachers in Australia and New Zealand. In that capacity, we've found that we've had quite a lot of inquiries and people coming to speak to us about meditation that perhaps previously wouldn't have. So that's been
Amazing.
interesting to witness.
Yeah. And I know that a lot of people find that, at the moment their mind is really, really busy. There's so many things that they're trying to work out. And I know that fear and stress also increases the amount of thoughts that you have inside of your mind. And I know that a lot of people, when they come to meditate, the first thing they do when they sit down and close their eyes is they just hear that sound, that cacophony of sounds inside their head. What is it that you would say? What piece of wisdom would you share with somebody who's having that sort of problem?
Look, just to say that it's not really a problem. It's just being human. So, a lot of people come and they say, I'm just no good at meditation. You can't not be good at meditation. It's just, meditation is just a thing. It's not really something that has a label of good or bad, or I'm skilled at it or I'm not skilled at it. I mean, things do progress and get easier. But that's just about familiarity with the practice. And, the idea is to just keep coming back. When your thoughts drift off, just bringing them back to that single point of focus, whatever you're using, breath or a sound or a mantra, and just bring it back and bring it back and bring it back. In a Buddhist sense, they call meditation noble failure.
Right.
Just because, there's always going to be failure involved because you can't kind of not think, so to speak. It's just catching yourself maybe faster and faster and creating that space between thoughts and learning how to kind of respond rather than react, when they come in.
And I think it's, like a lot of other habits, that in the beginning, maybe it's not so easy, but then when you persevere and you just keep practicing and keep practicing, it just gets better, doesn't it?
Well, I don't even know if it gets better. I think it just becomes more familiar. Like the process just becomes more familiar. And so I guess when you sit down to meditate, you understand the process a little bit better, and you just surrender yourself to the process rather than having a particular agenda. I think for me, one of the traps of meditation is when people come to it like with a certain expectation in mind, like it's going to make me happier, or it's going to lessen my anxiety and depression. Like they may be side effects, but they're not their end goal. The goal of meditation is just meditation. It's the practice of practice. And so I think when you surrender the agenda, you probably find that you'll reach that outcome that you were looking forward. In a sense, you're not looking for it anymore.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. And at the Vitality Festival, your presentation is on the intelligent heart. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that obviously after having a chat with you, it seemed like a good fit for what we could present here in terms of what was required and some of the other offerings that are already available, of which there's so much and from so many great teachers. So, it's nice, and thank you for finding a spot for me. But yeah, look, that taps back into my my heart math training, and the idea that most of us are up here in our head and just helping people take maybe the longest journey in their lives, which is 8 inches down to the middle of their chest, and understanding that that the chest, that the heart is so much more than just a muscle. It's actually got a bunch of intuitive wisdom, and in terms of electromagnetic energy, it's the most powerful organ in the body, and in fact it does more signaling to the rest of the body than any other organ. So you could argue that perhaps its function as a center of perception is more so than the brain itself.
Wow, I love that. I remember reading somewhere, and I forget where, that the heart, the resonance of the heart, has the ability to reach almost a kilometer in a diameter around you. So often you're connecting into people and places before you've even arrived.
Yeah, look, it's funny, these distances and things like that, because you can, if you look at it scientifically, right now, science can measure the heart energy around about 25 feet away from a person. Like that's the fine tuning of the scientific tools that we have right now. But when you think about electromagnetic waves as in terms of physics, well, they have no end. So really, it goes on forever, which is this sense of, my heart resonance can be felt, you know, on the moon, really. Be infinitesimally small, but it would be there.
Amazing.
Just, yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
my little son came in, but he's just disappeared again.
Gorgeous. All right. Well, thank you so much for today. Is there any little pearls of wisdom that you might have for any of the stressed out frontliners that you could share with them today?
Oh, look, you know, only really that I feel you, you know, I feel that pressure, and I feel what it must be like to be under that consistent pressure and the stresses and the anxieties, and you know, find these little micro disciplines in your day. You know, the beautiful thing about the heart intelligence stuff that I'll be teaching, it's not like you have to find an hour in your day where you have to sit down and, you know, and you know, keep everyone quiet in the house. You can actually do these practices, you know, they only take 5 minutes. And I've often said, like, just the consistent practice of doing them, like, more than once over the course of the day, is actually what keeps you resilient. Yeah. So,
Beautiful.
and having a little child around is a beautiful thing. Is a beautiful thing, and there's a lot of wisdom. So that's it, really. You know, the fact that it doesn't take much. There's techniques that, you know, that we can learn, which just to keep you on track, which can be quite simple and quite effective in just a couple of minutes.
Love it. Thank you so much, Asher, for making time for us today.
That's
and
okay.
we look forward to seeing everyone at the Vitality Festival. If you haven't joined up already, there's a link below, and we'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. And the little bunny says thank you as well. Do you want to come and say bye? Come on, mate.
Say bye. Bye. Bye.